Hi, I'm George, and we'll be doing a Photoshop Elements black and white conversion, taking a color photograph and converting this to black and white. Now if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, click on share and subscribe. Also check out my channel for a bunch more Photoshop Elements videos, and take a look at my complete course for Photoshop Elements, and there's a link for that right down there in the description. Let's start this project by getting back to the basic file. I'm just going to delete all of these layers up here. There we go, and here's the original color image. And let's go ahead and I'll fit this into the screen. There we are in fit screen. Okay, there's the full picture. Now first thing we need to do is to make a duplicate of the background layer. So right click where it says background and choose duplicate layer. There we go. We'll work on that one and we'll keep this one as a safety. Just in case this gets messed up, we can always go back to the background and make a new copy of that. Okay, the first step on doing the black and white conversion is the straightforward conversion part of that, and that's in the Enhance menu and down here, Convert to Black and White. Now there are a lot of settings in here, but basically you want to just look at your style over here. Just click through this and see what it looks like over here on the right hand side and see if you like that or not. Now what you're looking for in portraits is a fairly even tone. You want to have just an even shift here from your darks to your lights. Like the infrared is way too much. Newspaper is way too much, but this gives us just a real nice even shift. Now down below here you can adjust contrast and the red, green, and blue shifts in here. I recommend not doing this here. We'll do this as a second step using a layers adjustment. Much more control that way. This is really kind of hard to control, much easier with an adjustment layer. Okay, so we'll do the portraits, choose OK, and there's the basic black and white conversion. Now we can do much better than this by controlling the values within the picture. Go up here to Layer, come down to New Adjustment Layer, and Levels right there. Where it says Use Previous Layer to create clipping mask, just check that, choose OK, and here's our Levels controls right there. We'll be working with the top set up here. A few things in here. There's an auto setting that I don't like. You can choose a black, middle, and white points. I never use those. We'll do everything here from this histogram. This shows you all of the values inside of the picture. Left side are your dark values, your blacks. Right side are your light values. Your whites are clear to the right hand side and your blacks are on the left hand side. So this shows us where all of these values are. So our darkest darks are right in here and our lightest lights are right up in here. So the first thing you want to do is just to take the left control, your black control, and move it in until it's just beginning to get into where the darkest darks are. Basically pushing the darkest darks in the picture to black. Do the same thing on the right hand side. Take the right control here and push this in just until it comes just in where you're beginning to see that curve move up. What that does is it's taking the lightest lights in the picture and moving those to white. So now have an actual white and an actual black showing inside of the picture. The next thing you want to do is the middle control here. If we go to the left, it's going to lighten the picture up. To the right, it's going to darken the picture down. And what we want to do is look at the shadow details in here, the dark parts and the details in the dark parts. You want to bring back a little bit of that shadow detail. And normally that's going to be taking this and going to the left just a little bit. Doesn't take very much. Ignore that background, but just look at the shadow detail. And I'm looking at just a couple of spots. I'm looking right up in here in her hair and right down in here. And I want to just bring in just a little bit of that detail. You don't want to go too far, but just bring it up just a little bit. I find if you rock back and forth like this, you get a good sense of what it's doing. I think right about in here is pretty good. And that brings in a little bit of that shadow detail. We don't need our controls down here. We can show and hide and see how this works. Little icon right there is click on that. There's without and there's with. So we brought back in that contrast and we've adjusted the shadow details as well. Now I mentioned that you can control the red, green, and blue channels if you want to. And that's right up here. There's your red, your green, and your blue. This is really only useful if you have an image that is really pushed off in one direction or the other in one of those three channels. Most of the time you can just ignore those and just stick with the combined RGB channel right there. Okay, there we go. That's all there is to it. Let's now see how this looks. I'll take the background layer, right click, duplicate that, choose OK. There's another duplicate. Just move this to the top of the stack. And I can now show and hide that and see the original right there, and there's our conversion. So original and conversion. I think we've done a real nice job on getting that effect. Maybe it's a little bit dark still in the dark parts of the hair, but I think I like it at that point. If you want to go back and readjust an adjustment, just go back here to your adjustment layer. If I close that and you double click on the thumbnail, it brings that control back up again. Okay, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, click on share and subscribe. Check out my channel for hundreds more Photoshop Elements videos, and take a look at my complete training course. There's a link for that right down there in the description. All right, and I'll see you next time.